How many of these words do you know? If you're like most people, the answer is 0. Yet these are actual words that popular Boggle apps expect you to find. Every Boggle app, every single one, is fundamentally broken. Not buggy broken, design broken. Despite millions of downloads, they all share the same flaw. Games are impossible to finish because the dictionaries these games use allow too many words that no one knows. Word game developers seem to assume that accepting every obscure dictionary entry is good design. But while Scrabble dictionaries contain over 250,000 words, the average person knows only about 40,000. Without random guessing, you'll find maybe a sixth of the words on any board. They try to paper over this problem with timers. But imagine if Doom just stopped after 2 minutes because its levels were impossible to complete. It's bad game design that results from uncritically repeating the same formula, prioritizing appealing to the minority of people who memorize the dictionary over a satisfying game loop. So I built my own Boggle clone. Toggle is designed from the ground up to allow you to finish games. Over 10,000 downloads and 122 reviews later, Toggle has a perfect 5.0 rating. In this video, what I did differently. Boggle needs no introduction. For the uninitiated, it's a word search game where you find words that follow twisting paths through a randomly generated board of letter tiles. Here is the official Boggle app, 1 million downloads. After finishing a game, we see the problem. Look at these words. Caritas, Muriates, Sterical, Alarums. The list goes on. Who knows these? The simple fact, no one knows all these words. While they may technically be words, there is no chance that you or I could ever come close to finding all the words on a board in this game. For competitive Scrabble, memorizing obscure words is part of the game. Legends like Nigel Richards memorize entire dictionaries in languages they don't even speak. But a mass-market Boggle clone shouldn't require encyclopedic knowledge of words you've never heard. But it's easy to see that a satisfying game loop isn't the main concern of these developers. It's clear the real goal is monetization. The store is full of unclear items being sold for outrageous amounts. What is a blaze, an inspire, a freeze, a token, a ticket, mystery box? Who knows? Who cares? But I know they have nothing to do with Boggle. Next up, Ruzzle, with its 10 million downloads. Ruzzle, too, is infested with aggressive monetization. Honestly, even worse than Boggle. Simple things like statistics and word counts are gated by in-app purchases. But the most egregious thing in this app? You have to pay 200 coins just to view all the words at the end of the game. Which I paid, because apparently I had to find out that the Ruzzle dictionary includes such gems as Taenia, Cnida, Nidal, Wandle, and Elaine. Technically words? Maybe. Do you know them? I didn't think so. Wordshaker, 1 million downloads. It has less obnoxious monetization, but also drowns you in obscurity. Arnado, Jonst, Parura, Innate, you get the idea. I'm a simple man. I want to finish a game. Instead, these apps replace completion with an arbitrary timer. After 2 minutes, it's over, whether you feel done or not. You found 9 words. Here are hundreds more that you didn't, many of which you don't even know. Feeling satisfied? In 2021, I decided to build my own Boggle clone with one revolutionary goal: actually being able to finish a game. I released Toggle in 2022, and it's maintained a perfect 5.0 rating ever since. It should be obvious by now that my top priority would be getting the word list right. To be able to finish, you need to know the vast majority of the words. Some word game enthusiasts may be upset by this concept, but my philosophy is simple. The game is finding words, not knowing words. But how could I ensure that the word list had only words most people know? This seemed like an almost insurmountable problem. If these big budget games weren't doing it, how could I? So I did something slightly insane. I read the entire dictionary, removing any word I considered too obscure. Starting with 12 dicts, Alan Beale's free dictionary of 87,000 words, I had a solid foundation. Every common word was there, but unfortunately, about 20% of the words were still hopelessly obscure. So I spent several weeks doing nothing but reading the dictionary for hours every day, removing any word I didn't like. For each word, I asked myself, if this was the last word on a board and I couldn't find it, would I be mad at myself or mad at the game? This was hard work. Not only was it insanely boring to read 87,000 words, but decisions were hard. ADSI, it's a woodworking tool. Do enough people know this? I constantly second-guessed myself. You might wonder why I didn't use AI, word frequency from online datasets, or some other technique to narrow the list. The simple fact is that these approaches just aren't as good. They inevitably trim out some common words and leave certain obscure words behind. The most effective solution was just to do it myself. The result? The best word game dictionary I've ever used. At game's end, I'm satisfied I actually know all the words. Perfect? Obviously not. Even if it were curated perfectly for me, Every person is different. But a good dictionary alone wasn't the end of my journey. Simply knowing all the words turns out not to be enough. It can still be too difficult to actually find them all in the Boggle format. A potential solution came to me from the New York Times Spelling Bee. Like Boggle, Spelling Bee challenges you to find all words from given letters, and like Boggle, it's hard. Spelling Bee has a clever hints format. They tell you how many words of each length exist, starting with each letter. Plus, they give you 2-letter prefix counts without length information. These hints are great at guiding without spoiling. I adapted this hint system for Toggle, and it works beautifully. The hints make games completable without ruining the challenge. If anything, they don't even go far enough. Those last few words can still be brutal. So I added 3- and 4-letter hints that unlock progressively as you find more words. On top of that, after finding enough words, I gray out any letters not involved in any remaining words, narrowing your search. Between the curated dictionary and progressive hints, Toggle is the only Boggle clone on the app stores where you can actually finish games. Besides the dictionary and hint systems, I spent a ton of time perfecting the word entry mechanics, allowing both tap and swipe input methods. I also developed a unique board generation algorithm that ensures every board is interesting and contains some long, satisfying words. Its rating of 5.0 stars might say enough, but here are some reviews. Despite a market apparently supporting multiple apps with 1 million+ downloads, getting the word out about an indie word game proved extremely challenging. If you like word games, consider giving Toggle a try. Feel what it's like to actually find every word, not because you memorized a dictionary, but because you know actual English words that real people use. It's how these games should have always worked. Links in the description. Come join our community of people who actually finish their games, and share this video with a friend or parent who loves word games. Comment below or join our Discord if you have any feedback. Like and subscribe for more about my game development adventures. See you later!